Hello and welcome to your As Above message for Imbolc 2025. I'm your astrologer, Cawnawyn Mor. Our sun, the collective soul of our universe, the self, the ego, and representation of our evolutionary journey in this lifetime, will reach Aquarius on January 19th. By the time the Sabbat of Imbolc arrives, the sun has made its way to the midpoint of Aquarius, thus marking the cross quarter of our year. We have reached the middle of winter in the northern hemisphere. The sign of Aquarius has undoubtedly been under close inspection and deep reflection in recent months, mostly due to our transformative little planet of Pluto making its final ingress into Aquarius back in November of 2024. Pluto will remain here for the next 20 years, inviting an era of reconsideration of all things Aquarius, our collective evolution, our innovation, and returning of the power to the people. We stand at the birth of a profound societal shift, scrutiny of our relationship to technology, and significant advancements in our world. The sun made its conjunction with Pluto back on January 20th, marking another year of embracing transformative change and redefining of collective value. If we look to the planetary ruler of Aquarius in traditional astrology, we find Saturn making its way through the very last degrees of the zodiacal wheel in Pisces. Saturn represents our traditions, our boundaries, and ultimately our growth into becoming our own authority. Aquarius, as an expressive yang or yang sign, holds the role of pushing out to the very furthest of those boundaries, demanding that tradition uphold the values and the respect of the people, urging us to consider spiritual growth that must occur in order for us to move collectively forward in time. As Saturn concludes its journey through Pisces, we are invited this year to blend the tangible with the intangible vision, to blur the lines of fantasy and reality, and to fuse structure with imagination. Saturn will be birthed again into the zodiacal wheel when in the spring it makes its ingress into 0 degrees of Aries, bringing with it a shift from spiritual reflection to bold, pioneering action. With every ending comes a new beginning, and this season's ruler is already laying plans for that to take action. Meanwhile, Aquarius's modern ruler of Uranus is about to finish its deceleration in the sign of Taurus. On January 30th, Uranus will turn direct in the sign of Taurus, signaling with it its final tremors of what is left to be dismantled concerning our resources, how we choose to cultivate, and the future of Mother Earth herself. Uranus represents breakthrough, progress, and unpredictability, as it holds in our heavens in this powerful charging while reversing its direction. We witness the quakes of change and the promise of liberation, whether we are ready for it or not. Uranus in Taurus aims for practical innovation for ourselves, from malnourished survival to liberate those who endure the grinding work of providing and cultivating what our society needs to operate. How can the many hands that build together be better cared for? And how can sustainability be better fostered? The activation of this square aspect between Aquarius and its modern ruler in Taurus provides the fuel to revolutionize us as humankind so we can truly sustain and support one another. And where are we as a collective energy evolving to? The moon holds that promise as it conjoins with Venus and Neptune and the North Node on Imbolc in the very last degrees of Pisces, that womb-like darkness at the end of the zodiacal wheel. Our moon, representing our collective emotional alignment, travels fastest around the wheel, allowing us to engage with all the different phases through the course of the month. As witches, warriors, magical practitioners, studious experimenters, and curious onlookers, we are at least vaguely aware of the power that the moon holds, to reveal to us our deepest hidden wisdom, and to offer our primal invitation to merge with deeper magic that exists within the fabric of our mundane world. The moon draws our awareness to Venus in her exaltation with Neptune, a planetary alignment promising unity, romance, creativity, compassion, destiny, and inspiration on an otherworldly level. Neptune's dance with Venus on this day infuses Imbolc with a sense of fantasy, creativity, and unconditional, extravagant displays of love. They encourage us to connect with the powerful and mystical and express our artistic and spiritual yearnings. The moon comes in and bam, sparkles. The spotlight lands on you amidst the stage, a scene set with lights and fog and inspirational music, and it challenges you to live in alignment with your higher purpose. This is your destiny. It's time to shine. And yet, what if we don't know what our destiny is? What if we've lost faith in a higher purpose? What if we shy away from shining on a stage? What if we feel unsure in this unstable future? What if the discomfort of bridging between where we are now and where we would like to be feels like just too much to tackle right now? And what if the circumstances of our life don't align with our journey anymore? That is the North Node speaking. Our evolutionary path has shifted. In the last month, the nodes of our gorgeous moon have passed over the birth point of 0 degrees Aries and have now plunged into the depths of Pisces. The end is our beginning, or is it the beginning of the end? Where is end, and what is beginning? I find myself asking this a lot lately because I want to make sense of it. I want to label it and make it like a tab in a binder or a book that I can put onto a shelf, and then I can pull it down and reorient myself with the truth of rebirth and how it's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to happen in the midst of this transformation occurring. So I have some way of processing this information so I can feel safe and secure and stable with the future of Pluto's whispers and Uranus's tremors and Neptune's fantasy and those howling wolves late at night up to the moon feel anything but safe, secure, and stable. So what do we do? This is why the North Node is so important. Pisces offers us a clue, and that clue is simply faith. Our faith has been rubbed raw and tested and battered. It's been abused and forgotten and dismissed. We've had our hopes dashed and our hearts broken, and our insides have been poisoned and our minds brainwashed into believing that life is about just surviving from one minute to the next. How do we dare to dream when some days every moment feels like a battle? With faith, with hope, and with belief. These small, humble little words that hold so much power. And it's hard to have faith. It's hard to hold on to hope. It's hard to believe in a brighter future. But that is why our North Node challenges us to grow and to face that fear, to face the consequences of our actions, to face the reality of our situation, and to face how utterly alone we might feel within the scope of this infinite universe, and to believe anyway. I believe that there's a gift in the discomfort, that there's an opportunity within the dissonance, that there's an invitation within conflict, and that there's a gift within every illumination of honesty. I believe that the universe holds a gift for us on Imbolc to tap into that unshakable faith, to remember to hold on to hope that the light does in fact return, and to turn to our fellow peer, witch, magical person, friend, family member, stranger, and to recognize that there is unity in our suffering and that there's potential in meeting each other with compassion despite our differences. As we look ahead this year, each planet will undergo an ingress into a new chapter, a new era, a rebirth. The spring equinox brings with it the Aries season, and the zodiacal order begins anew, and the wheel turns again and again. So, let the guidance of Saturn fortify you as you surrender to the waves of uncertainty. Let the promise of liberation fuel you as Uranus crumbles all those obstacles that you no longer have to cling to. Let the rapture of Neptune fill your visions with joy, with nourishment, with support, with delight, and with a spiritual awakening that you crave. And let Pluto strip you of your limitations, allow you to praise yourself as the truly powerful being that you are, and empower you to rise again and again. The universe holds incredible power for those who are awakened to it. And I hope with this awareness that you are able to manifest a life of divine purpose and glory, for you are worthy and you are free. Blessed be.